What are we looking at? Look at us. I don't think that it's possible to miss us. Yeah. Well, what's that? Oh, I'm gonna do something here. Check this out. What? How does that work? What is that? What? You want to try it? Yeah, I want to try it. All right, here. Woo. Hold still. Okay. Woo! Woo!
Oh my God,
fell.
that's so surreal.
Oh, hey, Bruce. Bruce is here.
Oh,
Hey,
Bruce is
Bruce.
here. Oh, sorry, Bruce.
Didn't mean to elbow you. So let's try the other side. Woo! Look at that. It's got a little face on there. See it? Yeah, look
Very
at that.
surreal.
And that's the extent of Bob's talent. Hey.
I like that. You should have walked around like that.
Or maybe
Oh.
there we go. My third eye. And of course, our good friend Vincent Price. Hello. He is going to guard the screen so I don't stare at it the whole time. Now I'm looking into the camera. Are you looking at the camera, Zoon? I think so. And I?
Yeah.
What are you doing there, buddy? Looking in the camera. Oh.
You are, yeah. Good job.
So, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you going to say? Oh, well, it's a nice day, huh?
So what you gonna talk about today?
We're gonna let the cards decide.
Okay.
The cards will decide.
Okay.
Bob, cut the deck. So you want a card for the show, huh? Yep. So this card will tell us the mood of the show today. Yeah. Key. Whoa. Whoa. Look at that. Well, what's key mean? Key means that you're getting the way to open the door. And it's all shiny like that because it's the door.
Oh.
Yeah, and you're getting the key.
Who is getting?
Us in this show.
Oh, that's great.
So that's the theme of the episode, huh?
Okay.
Key. Oh, this is a lot of pressure. What do we do?
Actually introduce about your card because somebody might be not familiar with what you're doing.
Oh. Are you watching?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Oh, you're watching.
So?
Well, look at that. It's me on the card. Yep. That was actually a misprint. They were supposed to put something else and they put this on instead. Yeah, but it's good for me. And so you want to talk about your cards, huh? These are my cards. I designed them myself.
And you call it Zoom card?
They're the Zoon cards.
How many of them?
64.
Why 64?
It's a very magical number.
For
life.
okay.
And let's get some other pictures here. Soup.
So it's not tarot.
Great serpent. Nope, it's not tarot. That's for sure. How many cards are in a tarot deck? Like
64, I thought.
no, it's like 50 something.
Oh yeah.
53, I think, or 57.
Okay.
I forget. I know we could easily Google it. We have a couple laptops, but pisha, that would be silly. Sorry, I didn't mean silly in a bad way.
Okay, so do we have questions?
We have no questions.
We should ask a question first.
Oh, that's the key.
Yeah, that's the key. You forgot to ask people.
No, I did. I asked. Just
Nobody had any.
Let's do it on Instagram, as we used to do.
Oh
So
yeah.
announce that now that you are gonna ask.
Oh, somebody's missing from our party.
When are you gonna ask?
Ask what?
Thursday, Wednesday night here?
Yeah,
Questions.
why not? From now on, Bob, you're going to post Wednesday night request for questions. Huh?
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
So
All right.
everybody, please send the questions to Zoom.
Send me questions. I will help out as much as I can.
From so any topic's fine, right?
Well, give me some examples.
For example, like, I'm in love, but he doesn't know me. How do I start? Or something like that.
Bob knows you. See, I answered the question.
Maybe it's not Bob. Oh, no. Just a hype. Just giving example. Just giving example.
No, I feel sad and worried.
No. Totally example. Come on. Okay. So, do you have a question, Bob? For Zoom?
Yeah, ask me a question.
How can I be more patient? I know you get that one a lot from people, but I just catch myself wanting things to happen, wanting change all the time. And change is a gradual, smooth thing, but my brain's like, why can't we have more changes faster?
Okay, what's your question?
Well, what do I do?
Slow down. Take the step in front of you.
What if I can't slow down?
Practice slowing down. You'll get better at it.
That's pretty obvious, I guess. Practice slowing down. So how would I practice slowing down?
First, you're gonna sit like this.
Okay. Maybe with better posture.
Why not? And now, what's in front of you?
Microphone.
Yeah.
Camera.
Yeah.
Vincent Price, sideways.
Okay.
Laptop.
Okay, now, I don't mean literally. I mean figuratively in your life. What's in front of you?
What's in front of me? Figuratively in my life. Well, doing videos with you, that seems to be the immediate step that I'm on.
Very good.
Are you in a hurry to be done? Not yet.
All right. And then after this, just hypothetically, what's next?
If Sayaka's in the mood, I'm going to help her pack some of her orders.
No, not that. You are supposed to edit the video and post.
Yeah, but not tonight.
Yeah, but I think steps, as long as you do all the steps that you can think of, always many things that you can think of,
But he had it right. Just take the step that's in front of you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about, I got to edit this video. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? It's going to change everything.
Yeah, one by one.
Instead, say, well, I can't do it today. So maybe pick a day that you think you might be able to do it.
Oh.
And then forget about it. And then do it when it comes up.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, I think this is a very interesting topic.
Monday or Tuesday, I guess. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
How am I looking?
I
can't see myself right now. So.
Oh, you look great, yeah.
Ooh, hubba hubba. I know who she's in love with, huh?
I was hoping it was me. Oh, no. There, I'll just see. It's a big smiling kid. Can you see the smile? Is the smile facing out?
Yes.
Okay. See, it's a big smiling face. That's my face, a big smiling
Yeah.
face.
So yeah, that's a good topic. I think everybody could be trapped into the state of mind. Your mind is skip and thinking ahead. I do that too.
You know where the good ideas come from? We've talked about that a lot. When do the good ideas happen?
Right now.
That's right. Now, if you're skipping ahead, are you still going to catch those good ideas?
Yeah.
Not as much. I mean, you still might get lucky.
Yeah, but relying on luck isn't a great strategy, is it?
Yeah. Also, I just thought about it. The most powerful thing is you having fun, right? Having fun and play is the most power. So when you are focused on right now, what's happening right now, and like enjoy what's happening and like concentrate, then that's the most power that you get. Then people are attracted by by that power because that's the strongest.
Hear that?
Oh, yeah. Wow, that was really good.
Yeah. Pretty soon you're going to be sitting here on the couch.
No, I'm faceless.
What?
Well, how about that?
All right. Why don't I ask me a question?
You want to ask you a question? What's your question for yourself?
Hmm. Is it possible to get even more handsome?
Yes, of course. Of course.
How?
How? As much as you share more love, you get more handsome and more handsome.
Oh,
Yeah, because as much as you give, you receive more.
I love you guys.
We love you,
Mwah.
sir. We love you, sir.
Mwah.
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 Woo. Am I more handsome yet?
Yeah. When you feel love from other people and yourself, don't you feel the sparkle coming from your bottom of your heart?
Yep.
Yeah. That shine through, and then you look handsome.
I think I
And
feel
you
it
become
too.
more handsome.
I
Yeah.
think that's just gas, Bob.
No, it's not gas. I think I really feel it. Why you gotta say that?
You're laughing, huh?
Okay, you got me. So you're saying that you can share your love through laughter?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can I get my funny back?
What?
Well, ever since the start of the pandemic, like my funny feels like it's turned down 5 notches.
So,
Oh yeah.
as life, I don't think so. You are
Boo.
always funny.
Nice try.
Here's an idea, Bob.
Sure.
Practice.
Yes.
Weren't you writing jokes every day?
Oh, I was writing jokes every day before the pandemic started. Yeah. You're saying I should just sit down and start writing jokes and see what happens?
Why not?
She said that there's been no difference.
No, you're funny. You're always funny.
I just feel a lot less funny.
Really? Interesting.
Well, here, now you're more beautiful, huh?
Maybe because you're not performing in front of the people, because you don't get to share funny with people.
What she said. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Practice.
This seems to be like your mantra this past 8 months. Practice, practice, practice. Yeah. Oh.
Zoon and Bob turned on subscribe only mode. Maybe you should turn it off. You know how to
Oh, no. You want that on. Otherwise people spam your thing.
But
You hit the subscribe button and then you can be in the chat.
oh, for the chat. Okay.
Yeah, it's just for the chat. It's not for the whole feed.
Okay.
It's just for sending messages. It's just to make sure people don't show up and, say terrible things,
Yeah.
Because then if they're subscribed and they say terrible things, we can ban them more easily. Oh. And, then everybody feels like they're part of the club too, sharing the... Are you texting?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Not texting. So,
Is Mr. Frog back there?
no, he's not. He's sleeping.
Oh, where'd he go?
Hmm.
I thought for sure Mr. Frog would want to be here for this, but I guess he disappeared,
Yeah.
which is super strange. I guess he had something more important to do. That's okay. Mr. Frog didn't show up, but we have Mr. Balloon.
That's Miss Balloon.
Mr. Balloon.
Oh, sorry, Balloon. I didn't mean to misgender you. It wasn't on purpose.
Well, any more questions?
Yeah, actually, so we had an interesting conversation with our new friend, about what do you call?
Ice cream?
No,
No.
metaphor.
Oh,
So how do you describe
literal so metaphorical ice cream.
metaphor? No, not ice cream. How do you explain about how metaphor works? Huh? What?
Well, think of it this way. When you look at a photograph, what does your brain do?
What do you mean?
Like a really
Practice
pretty
something.
photograph.
Okay.
Let me think. What does my brain do?
Try to figure out what it is, right?
Sure. What else?
Well, if it's a picture of like a boat, I imagine myself on the boat. Or if it's a picture of the beach, I wish that I was also at the beach.
So you kind of link yourself to what you're
Looking at, yeah.
You think?
Now, a metaphor is a way to engage your brain, to give you blanks to fill in. But the blanks have information. The way you fill them in also has information. The way the metaphor is designed encourages you to fill them in a very specific way. That's how a metaphor has meaning and subtext.
Oh, wow. Okay, Professor.
Subtext.
The meaning that's not said.
Yeah.
So the way the metaphor is designed is where the subtext kicks in, huh?
Yep.
So metaphor, it works better when it's not explained completely.
Of course.
To leave
Just like a photograph.
To leave the blank would give people a chance to imagine.
Yep.
So what if we just explain everything? What would happen?
Boredom. Boredom.
I guess that's probably true, huh?
Boring, you mean? Boredom?
Yeah.
Because everything is explained, you don't need to really think about it.
So you don't engage in it. Yeah.
You're not engaged in it like yourself. Because when it's big, but you can kind of feel something, your brain will try to figure out, what it is. Right? That's what you mean?
It sounds a lot like the way I describe visual art. At least the visual art that I enjoy.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the art. Yeah.
Same principle.
Mm.
If you explain everything, it's not that fun.
But you know what? So when you go to exhibition, they would have and also press release or like some blog, right? Then usually like people explain the touch of what they're thinking about. Maybe like it depends on artist how much they're gonna give in, how much they're gonna explain. But what would be interesting for you? Like how much explanation?
Well, I've noticed if they're really good, Bob said this before, I'm just paraphrasing Bob. If they're really good, they just make it up.
But what if they're dead?
Then they usually talk about their lives, right?
That's true. They usually do just talk about their lives. Like, this picture of a beach. It must be because they live on this beach in this town, in this country, and this time period in their lives. But it usually has nothing to do with that.
I'm not sure. Like I kind of thought so before, but now I'm kind of divided. I'm kind of divided. Like I think like many artists have figured out the way to communicate in writing too. It's just like writing is also writing could be metaphor,
Right.
So if this artwork is explained in a metaphor in verbal and also visual, but same concept, but not giving everything away, then like that's like a double punch, like kicking your imagination, no?
Well, that's what I mean by just make it up.
Yeah, make it up, but in a way
Like instead of saying this is about this because I think this and I feel that, instead of doing that, you say, "Oh, it's like being out fishing for lunch or something." I couldn't think of a good metaphor there real quick,
so
but
even the press release is metaphor.
right. It's just like the art, it's also make-believe. Doesn't mean the make-believe doesn't have truth. I think what makes it good art is that it's make-believe that has truth. It may not have literal fact, but it has truth.
Interesting.
Or I think that's what makes meaning is the viewer's imagination.
So it could be I'm asking because I'm about to do like exhibition, right?
Woo!
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So like I have a clothing company and it's gonna be 10th anniversary.
Congrats!
So thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to
Yes,
approach it in a different way. I usually do ready to wear, but now like this 10th anniversary exhibition is gonna be more a little bit more like a conceptual installation. Anything I would say. So and I'm just because this is kind of new to me, I'm trying to think how to communicate with people in the best way. I see. Metaphor. Yeah. So metaphor is a concept, do you think?
Well, it's like he was saying, but what like I often say about art, it's about giving the person experiencing it an opportunity to use their imagination. So instead of creating a thing, you create kind of like a structured blank space for them to fill it with their imagination.
I like how you put, because in the end, like
structured blank space. That's nice.
Yeah, I want to take a memo. Yes.
I was just thinking the same thing. Like, I want to write that down. That sounds good.
Let's write it down later. Yeah, I like.
But don't steal that for your press release, please.
I think, like any creative stuff is for people to share, right? Like for creative, whoever created to share with people, and that's why, like, I like when things put me in a position to be thinking, stimulate the imagination, and it could be verbal, I'm interested in what artist is thinking, but I guess like if it's explained enough, but not like leaving the blank still.
Right.
That's probably the best
Well, it's
part.
like Monet's paintings of the river near his house.
Mhm.
You know, if it was just a straight painting of a river, it wouldn't be that interesting because you've already seen it. You've probably seen it in real life. But because there's that, the mesmerizing colors and the exaggerated perspective, it makes you wonder, what's happening here, and you stop and you really get stuck in it.
Yeah, that's
Or I
the
do.
impressionist. Yeah, impression. That's why it's called the impression art, right?
Mm,
So the most focus is not like like what realistic,
mm.
but it's more like that the emotion is left.
But even if you get to like postmodernist, like conceptual art, like take my favorite Yoko Ono piece, you climb up the ladder and you grab the magnifying glass and look at the tiny thing, and it's a yes.
I
And you
love
can't
that.
see it unless you're looking at the magnifying
Yeah.
glass. That excites my imagination so much. I don't need an
Yeah.
explanation of what it is or why. And
Yeah.
I don't want one because it'll spoil my ability to imagine what's happening.
Yeah, your
Instead,
ability, the viewer's ability to.
I get to find the hidden yes, which
Yeah.
for me, that's magic.
Yeah, that's.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be impressionistic.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I love the how Yoko did. Yeah.
Or like, in my opinion, like really good song lyrics, the way they're written, there are holes there. So it's not about I think this because blah blah blah, and I feel this because blah blah blah. To me, that's just so boring. Like one of the things I'm wearing the shirt I like about Kate Levon is she words it in a way where you are imagining something and you're not sure what you're imagining even, but it's there and it's filling you up. And it's just like it's enough solidity that you're listening to it and it's there, but enough of a gap that you're fully enthralled by it. The way the music's structured is the same thing. The sounds she uses, it's the same thing. The song structure, everything, which is why I love her music, which is why I'm wearing her shirt. And I think good music is usually like that, where it wants you to be part of the process of listening, like actively listening, and not just hearing somebody talk about what they think.
Actively listening, actively watching, and feeling and thinking. Yeah, I think like that's a great, great art, any form. Yeah. Yeah, so true.
Like he said, it's usually boredom if it's all explained or if it's all obvious in a way that's not interesting, like with no spaces for imagination.
What do you call people like writing about the people's life biography? Yeah. So biography is different. Like you get inspired by people's life and thinking, right?
Right. But I mean, the point of a biography isn't the same as, say, a really good fantasy novel. The point of a biography is just so you learn something. And that's the gap that you're filling in is knowledge. It's not necessarily to be inspired by a great work of art. It can be a great work of art, but I imagine that's really hard to do.
But don't you like you always quote somebody's somebody's biography, he was saying blah blah blah, or he did it, he started as this and then he succeeded this way, you're always inspired by other people's.
I mean, it's still written in a way where you're imagining what's happening.
I see.
It's just a lot harder to write that convincingly. Harder doesn't mean it's not done.
Yeah, for clothing making too, I used to think that it's about my expression, right? Like when I was in college, what is me, like who I am, this is my word or something like that. And yeah, of course, like a brand wants to have identity. But like big thing that I noticed after 10 years is that, of course, it's like in the end, clothing leave designers' hand, and then it's gonna be about the people who wear, how people wear in their life. So I'm still trying to figure out how to communicate, like, yeah,
Well,
I'm
and-
always interested in like this kind of topics.
I mean, when I was doing music, and it's so weird that I didn't make the leap to a time after I was doing music. When I was doing music, I always wanted my lyrics to be mysterious. I didn't realize that that was just good technique in
Mhm.
lyric writing. I just thought, I don't want to talk about my life. I want to talk about something mysterious that someone can pick up on and get hooked into,
Yeah.
I didn't really understand what I was doing or why I had that urge, but I guess that's why my music was pretty interesting to some people, I guess.
Hmm.
But I didn't figure it out in my writing or my painting until later. When I'm like, don't just say what you're thinking. Like, it's not. There's nothing there,
Hmm.
I like pasta. I'm gonna make a whole book about how much I like pasta, and I'm not gonna make it artistic or funny or interesting. It's just gonna be, cheese has this effect on your taste buds, and blah 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 for 300 pages.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. But I didn't quite, when I was first writing, I wanted to talk about my point of view and what I thought about things, and it was all about me, which is why that writing wasn't very interesting. But then when I would write for like newspapers, I was writing about something else, not me, which then the writing opened up and became interesting.
Hmm.
Or my painting too. When I first started taking my painting seriously, it was like I have to express myself, you know. And sometimes I got lucky, but it usually wasn't that great. But I felt there was something there. And once I realized, like, hey, it's not about expressing yourself. It's about opening a window for other people to let their imaginations play.
But at the
And
same time, our friend Nana said, what she said, she studied art in Japan, and herself is also an artist. And she explained was very interesting to me.
What'd
About
she
the
say?
concept. So, she said, like, as a person who is purchasing um your work, let's say, like, if she purchased your work, right? She wants to know like where it come from, like, how your imaginary world, you know. So she wants to know a little bit, of a hint. For example, like, if you say about your artwork is being in the moment, and so subconsciousness is part of your process, then like she wants to know a little bit more about that, you know. And then she said, for example, like a lot of artists in the press release, they quote other people's philosophy or something, and then like they talk about how they thought of this philosophy, or like, like bringing that philosophy is like metaphor, as a metaphor you bring in, and then like your interpretation, you do in your work. Then like you have two factors to figure out, but if you just have a painting, and then not at all like explained in the process, or what you're into, they don't get a hint to
what they're supposed to do.
yeah, they don't get the hint, like, because metaphor is as our friend said, two, when we have two factors, like we are trying to figure out, right? And then like it merge, and then it just creates some bubble of new thought. So you have a painting, and then if you have some other factor, like, in writing or something, then like that's gonna make them think about it more, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, you're not me.
No, this is great. The less I talk, the better.
Oh, talk more, please.
So, Bob, What about stand-up?
Stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
Well, I think stand-up is actually very interesting because the good stand-ups, they set up a premise, which is a setting that we all can relate to.
Yeah.
But then there's that twist, which is, an alternate way of looking at something that's usually not literal. Or if it's literal from a different point of view, like changing the meaning of a word, or if you're vague about a detail, then you become specific with the detail, which changes the context of the detail. So in that way, it's also exciting your imagination in a way that's kind of similar to metaphor again, because it's giving you the pieces for you to put them together in your
Yeah,
head.
exactly.
And
yeah.
if you're able to put it together, then it's funny. And if you're not, you're like, I don't get it.
Right. So yeah,
Wow.
I feel like it's very similar for artwork too. So you said like setting the format or setting the space that people can relate to, right?
Mm.
That's
Well,
the
just
part
having the hook.
having the book. So that could be the press release for artwork, you know?
Well, or it could just help you notice the hook,
Yeah.
like a sign saying this is what the hook is. So just in case you're not used to looking at art at a high level or whatever, if you're not able to let yourself free to imagine, here's how you do it, and here's a little sign pointing to it. Here's some clues.
Yeah.
Clues.
Yeah, clues,
He
key.
said it. Clues. That's the press release. Clues.
Cruise. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't have to say anything except get excited about clues.
Key.
Oh, it tied in.
Tied in.
Key. I get it. So, like the press release or the promo materials, the poster outside the gallery or whatever it is, they're clues to opening up to the experience.
Yeah.
That's how to write a good one. Like my silly dumb writer brain is already like, here's how you write that. Here's what we're gonna do, and I'm like, woo.
Well, cut it out. Be here.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's a really great way of
Wow,
putting.
there's so much stuff in this I want to write down. That's really wow.
Keys, yeah. Because I used to think like a visual work and writing is separate, but I think like both work as a keys, right?
I mean, same principles.
Same principles, and when you have more than two keys, it's easier for you to imagine something or relate to things.
Or like in the novel I'm writing, you give people the clues of what the characters are paying attention to in the place that they're in.
Right.
You don't have to describe everything because your brain will fill it all in. You're like, oh, this is this type of person in this type of place.
Yeah.
This is what this type of place is like. So you don't have to do 20 pages of describing the room. You can
Yeah.
just say anything really unusual, any clues to what you're supposed to pay attention to, put that in there. And then everything else, pull it out because you don't need it. The person's supposed to imagine it. You want to leave the spaces in for them to imagine. That's a good novel. A bad novel, like they tell you what you're supposed to think and tell you
Right.
everything that's happening, and there's no imagination.
Right. Yeah, I know that's the point that I want to find. Like not obvious metaphor, but good enough metaphor that people, people's imagination goes like spinning, because that's the most fun for the viewer, isn't it? But it's like it depends on the person how they take, but they want to relate to their life. Mr. Frog is here.
You found him? Mr. Frog.
Oh my god, he was
Good
looking
job.
at me.
There is one problem. What's the problem? If you guys make clips of this, it's gonna be you two talking and not Zoon.
Oh no.
Well, it's Zoon and Bob this show. So if we have a few Bob clips that make me sound kind of smart, it's not so bad. And Sayaka's really cool. So if we have a few clips of her talking, that's good too. But thank you for pointing that out, Mr. Frog. Is there anything you want to say, Zoon? So it is,
Yeah,
know,
Zoon should talk more.
some Zoon and Bob.
Zoon's show.
I have something important to say. It's the end of the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry, we talked so much.
You know, this format, we could talk for hours if we're not done talking, you know. This YouTube streaming, it can go for up to 3 hours, I think.
Really?
Yeah. People don't want to watch 3 hours. It's fun. They don't have to, you know. These clips, I'll definitely chop up these clips because this is super interesting. And I'll go back and look for other clips. Like we should post clips so if somebody doesn't have this time to spend with us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pick up the keys.
The key will open the door.
Yeah.
You're just saying yeah a lot.
Sorry, Bob. You're just you're on a roll, and Sayaka's on a roll, and heck, even Mr. Frog here is on a roll.
We're all on a roll. What can we do?
And Bruce too.
Yeah, Bruce is more hanging out, just listening.
Yeah, he's off camera.
Hold on.
Even the late great Vincent Price is on a roll. Wow, this has been a really good episode. All right, you're laying down, so I guess that's the end.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, but the microphone's not going to pick you up way over there.
Okay, sorry.
All right, well, this has been another episode of Zoon and Bob talking about stuff with Sayaka and Mr. Frog and Bruce and, of course,
Vincent Price.
yeah. Well,
Is it impersonation?
see you guys next week. Have a wonderful time. And remember, you can do it. Hey, hey. Oh, I believe in you. Mwah!
Mwah. Come on, give us a loud sound. Yay. All right, gang. Catch you later. Let me know if you like this sort of thing. Like, this is really fun. I hope we have more shows like this. It's better when you're here, Bunny.
All right, here you go.
Here we go.